so there's nothing else to change on the agenda?
Not that I'm aware of.
So,
Just that we have to be done by 6:30.
alright, so let's move on to the minutes real quick.
I move.
December 4 minutes. I got a motion to approve, do I have a second?
Hold on a minute, I'm gonna read this, make sure. Yeah, well, I don't know, do we want to go through and just readdress the fire station doors and say that they're not old? And that they don't need to be replaced?
Why? I thought we did.
Well, that's what the assumption was.
Yeah.
Only that when I went up here and one of the guys went up here and take a look at the whole thing,
What guys?
commercial door guys.
Okay.
And their personal opinion on the whole deal was that those doors are fine, probably just need better closures and a chain spring mechanism just to secure the doors. So I don't know if that makes...
Have you talked with Terry about this?
I thought the people that knew.
Okay.
So...
And we can put it on for the next meeting and clarify it then.
Yes,
Okay.
all right.
Let's do that.
Okay, so I move.
So the motion is made, seconded to approve December 4th minutes. Any more discussion? If having none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Okay. Approve December 4th minutes. So Rebecca was gonna be coming in right
She's
off.
supposed to be, she said 6 o'clock. And she knew, I mean, she knows.
Well, we got Joey on at 6:05, it's 6:04.
We'll talk fast here till we,
Okay.
we don't have a quorum without her.
It better be good is all I gotta say.
Don't tell her.
Tonight? Very good. Peter.
Really?
And this is Gutta's letter.
That, I think
part of
is...
Joey's.
Nope, yeah, I think that's a salt shed from
Bethany?
Bethany. And then Bretta's is... I think on the last part. She sent one along, so I just, maybe I should change, do you want me to change the date? It's December 18th. I think.
Maybe, and there's a need, and there, is there, yeah, answering my own questions. Yeah, and the resolution.
That one's okay.
Yep, this is fine.
So just change the date. to-
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Joey?
Hey,
Guess I just missed you the other night.
up to the fire station?
Yeah. You went out and I came in.
That sounds like a blast.
Yeah, it was a little chilly. I was
Yeah.
dressed for it though, somewhat. As much as you can be in that kind of weather.
I know it's bad.
We've had our share of it this year already.
Oh
Some
boy.
more to come.
Yeah, this coming weekend's.
I keep thinking it's gonna lower the tick population. So I'm okay with it for
I don't
another
think
couple
they
of days,
kill
and then
those
after that, I'm gonna get a little
Can hope
upset.
to get something out of it.
Just a quick note, Joey, did you see this letter in here? I don't know if you've heard it.
Oh, yeah, I saw
From Jim
that.
Croft, and
Yeah, I think Billy Joe gave me a copy of it. Or I looked at
I'd
it.
like to commend Mr. Joe Clark, department head, and other workers of the Enosburgh Highway for the fine job they did at resurfacing West Tyler Branch Road, part of the Horseshoe Circle Road. The famous bump is gone and the road is as smooth as a skating rink. It is skating rink, yeah. Moreover, the visibility for drivers is so much better. Kudos, well done.
Put it in this file. We'll look at it for your review.
Oh, this is a lot of forms here. 3 signatures?
I guess they've forgotten what's that step there, that signing of the Boys and King.
Yeah. Bethany said there was just gonna be.
Something so there's no conflict.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they can say that they have checked into their people and if they don't put there's any conflicts. This group is,
So these are the papers we've already gone through.
you have done them and they were adding some workers and they were having to sign papers that there's no conflict.
Structural engineering, electrical
Right.
engineering.
They didn't have them all listed when they sent the
Staff
demo
engineer.
paperwork. They were these were additions to their
Staff engineer.
staff.
Sub-consultant.
I'm so glad Bethany's got that job.
I know. All the paperwork.
All right.
And she does a good job too.
Yeah.
You need to make a motion on this?
I'll move to sign the Du Bois and King's papers.
I'll second.
Motion made, seconded to sign Du Bois and King's paperwork. Any more discussion? Having none, all those approved, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay.
How was Christmas?
Good.
You good?
For you?
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
Yeah. It was good. Didn't do much.
That's not a bad thing.
I know. I was kind of liking it. Oh,
It seemed like the vacation went by fast.
It did go by fast. And it was so cold. You couldn't go outside, so the kids were like peeling the paint off the walls. But
It's been a rough week.
it has been a rough week.
So cold.
Alright, so, you get this?
Yeah, I'll have her pick them up. I'll email her right now. She'll probably stop in tomorrow.
I got you with a sand, salt shed, and excavator.
Yep. A couple other things, just updates on a couple of our grant projects. Paving grant, obviously the work's done and we've sent in the reimbursement paperwork and we've got our money, $175,000 we got for that. For a class 2 paving grant.
This one too.
And then the HMGP Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, the box culvert to Phil Rob Toys, same thing there, we've sent in the reimbursement, got the money from them, $73,045.52.
Nice.
So we got quite a bit of money to reimburse some of our expenses. And, yeah, got an excavator that's maybe a potential here. Pigeon Brothers, Joey Pigeon, Fairfax, they're trading one. And we'd be buying it directly from them. It'll save them trading it with the dealer and then us
Right.
buying it from the dealer, so.
Cut out
be
the
better-
middleman.
Be better for everybody, I guess. I think it's 4,600 hours. It's a John Deere 120D. I think 4,700 hours, I'm not sure now.
120 what?
120D. And I don't know a price yet. They're working on, they're buying a new one and what they're gonna let go with this one, and they weren't sure yet, but it's got a thumb on it. It's got 2 buckets with a twist wrist. And it looked like the last I talked with them, they didn't really wanna let the twist wrist go with it. But they're going to get a new hydraulic tilting bucket with their new one, and they would let us have that bucket, and they would keep the power tilt, their twist wrist, which he told me numbers for the twist wrist and the bucket is gonna cost them like $12,000, where this hydraulic tilt bucket is only like $6,000, so. And he just bought it a year ago, the twist wrist, so he kinda would like to keep it. That's if this works out, and like I told him, we'd have to come take a look at it, and you guys have a final decision for sure, but I'm thinking they're gonna want around the $70,000 range. We've got 89, a little over 89,000 in our equipment fund, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we were anticipating.
Yeah.
excavator.
Yep. I guess the salesman told them they thought they'd have to be closer to 60, but the salesman told me that they were looking for maybe like wanting to get 70. But that was before some of these attachments that he didn't really want to let go, that he's gonna let someone go with it, because he understands that that's what we want. So I don't know, he was working with a dealer with his new one, and what new attachments would cost for his new one, and to really decide what he's gonna let go of the older one, and then he'd be able to figure out a price, so.
Okay.
And we need to go look at it, and I've seen pictures of it,
Okay.
I'll probably show you if you wanna see them on the phone here.
So in a sense, you think it's a good deal?
I think it is, yeah. I think it is, because there's not a lot of them out there that are set up like that for what we're looking for with a thumb and 2 buckets and
What's the
that
thumb?
size. It's a hydraulic thumb that you can grab hold of brush and stones.
Yeah, okay. And then what's the twist wrist?
Oh, that just so that you can turn your bucket sideways
Oh,
to
yeah,
reach
yeah.
around
Oh, I
angles
gotcha.
and stuff.
Right, instead of just back and forward.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Look at what I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't show you on here, I guess. But anyway, so we do have pictures of it,
Okay.
not with me, so.
What's our time frame?
Well, that's what I think they're gonna try to get papers signed on their new one by the end of the year. Like the other day, they were supposed to meet with the dealer, get papers signed, but as far as buying an old one from them, I don't know, I don't know when they do really wanna get their money, what they wanna do.
Okay.
But I'm thinking it's something, once they decide the price and we look at it and say, yes, we are interested. I've already told them that we're interested. Then I think it'll probably need to happen fairly soon, you know.
Yeah, because they're not gonna want,
And obviously,
they wanna make sure it's gonna be sold and have all the opportunities they can to sell it.
Yep. Yep.
and obviously it's a track, not on wheels.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Looks like the undercarriage is about 50%, maybe 60% wore. So there's a lot of life left in it.
Okay.
And I don't know, we may want to try to do it, and I don't know if it's possible to still use 2017 money for a while here, because we've already started the search and the deal. and
Right,
haven't made the
before,
deal,
right.
Because we got that money in the equipment fund, and I didn't get a chance to today, and I had before now, but kind of went through my budget numbers. Looks like we're gonna have quite a bit of money left over. Because like the class 2 paving grant, we got
Right.
175,000, we spent 166,000 on paving, so the rest of that would go towards our labor,
Right.
equipment use, materials, which we got budget numbers for all that. Yes, it's an expense, but it's not an extra expense, where the
Right.
paving is extra. And then we had our own 109,000 of paving money to spend on the Boston upholstery, so that took care of that, because it come in just a little under. I forgot now exactly what that was, but it was under that. I didn't bring it up again with me. But anyways, yeah, there's some money left over from that. And then with the box culvert project, total outside of expense with, that's with Camp Precast with the culvert, Scott Goodhill with his work, Harrison Concrete, we had to buy some grout stuff, guardrail, paving, all the extra outside expense was like 67,000. And we got 73,000,
So yeah, between
Back.
those little pieces.
which went towards, that's our labor, equipment, materials. But our labor, we have a labor budget, equipment, we have an equipment fund, our equipment budget, and our materials all paid through out of our annual gravel pit payment. So.
Right. Okay.
Plus, not to mention the 50,000 we got in our paving fund,
Oh,
which
right.
we didn't
Used.
really touch, because, well, I guess on the way, however you want to look at it, but we
might
didn't
not
really
wanna
touch that.
one. Do we want to touch that one?
Well, either way, if we did, we've reimbursed it back with this here, I mean, so.
Right.
Because we had like 109,000 for paving, and that Boston Post Road project spent most of that.
Right.
So then with the 166 that we had, we spent like 200, I took it out of the same budget, it's 260 some odd thousand we're taking out of the resurfacing budget, and didn't touch the $50,000 paving fund, but I guess you could say you did,
Right.
And it's all,
Right.
it all ends up with a bottom line number anyway, so.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
And then that, and then we have this equipment replacement fund too, which is 89 now. That we beef up for,
And you're ballparking 70.
yep.
All right.
And 89 is before you add any this year, if you add some. Before you add some for this year or with this year's?
Before.
Before.
That's,
That's
yeah,
what I thought.
that's,
Yep.
for 2017, yeah.
Have you heard on this year's current use?
Yes,
How are you?
I'm good. Excuse me. We're all gonna get more
We're gonna get more what?
money.
Money.
The current. I was hoping the share is still gonna be it.
So this was last year's numbers, hours, and then
Yeah.
Joey's. And this year's looking like this. And this.
How
Oh.
much is it?
88.
88.
Yeah.
I see some projects starting to happen, but
Yeah,
if we keep getting after,
Right.
that fund's been lacking for quite a few years, we could have a lot done, but
yeah,
it's been coming the right direction.
yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
But yeah, if you wanted some more accurate numbers on all those, I get the book out in the truck, I just didn't bring it in with me, but just getting an
To get you an
idea
idea of what's
of what
going
we've
on.
gotten for that, those two projects are done, we've gotten their money, so they're done.
Right.
Just a matter of keeping paperwork for the next 3 years in case we get an audit, which we probably will.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to get an audit last summer when the project wasn't even done yet.
Right, the state people hadn't even started.
Yeah.
They said they wanted to come up, I'm like, well, we haven't started, we don't have any papers to show you.
There's a whole
And
list of
something happened on there, and
projects
anyway, I
that
think there was some kind of
audit
flood or
and
something, so they couldn't come up.
paperwork,
Okay.
and it all matches up.
But we
Right, yeah.
had them before,
We
and
hadn't
Joey
even
has
started.
impeccable paperwork, and we've never had a problem.
Looks pretty good.
So that's where we stand, and like I said, we got that excavator, and we just, hopefully a day this week here, it warms up.
Check it out.
Because he'd said, well, I'd like you guys to run it. But,
Yeah.
Like last week, he didn't want to start it, and I don't blame him, and it
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
breaks something. So if it warms up, he's gonna get it back to his shop, and, because he's still using it. He's still using it till he,
Next week's supposed to get a little warmer too, just
yeah.
let's get through Saturday.
One can hope.
We get through Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of both.
Yeah. How long would it go, Billy Joe, before that money could come out of 2017? Even like the
I
budgets?
like to close out my year in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing budgets too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, is this that important? I mean, the money's there in the fund.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
can always be rolled over into the replacement fund or,
Mhm.
But one last thing I had, so you didn't think I'd dropped the ball on it, was the Jim Croft issue up to the, just so happens he wrote a letter there.
Yeah. You got the letter?
Yeah.
He has a copy of the letter, but this
Yeah.
is further into, I think, what?
This is
This
his
Okay.
accident and the intersections,
Oh.
the 3 intersections that he wrote about.
Yeah.
I had pictures of. Myself.
Survey yet?
Yeah, I called Bethany like the next day after that, and her and this, he's a V-Trans Northwest Regional Safety Investigator, Tyler Gazzoni, maybe, I'm pronouncing the last name. He come up and looked at it, and he has some suggestions of some signage that we could do there, but he said it is a tricky one to try to sign and make sense out of it. He said you could do all of what he said or partial of what he said, but his theory was, if you're familiar with the intersection, when you come down from the Wright's farm,
Yep.
the road splits off,
Yeah.
have a yield sign here at these 2 forks, and then maybe up on the Sonny Carpenter side, have like a curb sign showing an intersecting road. Because he was gonna look at this as the throughway, like coming off Horseshoe Circle and up Enosburgh Mountain, that's the main traffic. East Bakersfield Road, they have a stop sign,
Right.
so they're supposed to stop.
Right.
So he said, that's good that you got that there, that makes that
Oh,
less.
so you're talking
Down
back-
further, back,
towards
yeah.
right.
Not
below
Tyler
Carol's-
Branch.
below
Yeah.
Carol's house.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was thinking Tyler Branch.
Coming
but
down
no,
from Carol's house,
Yeah,
right
no,
there at the
exactly.
intersection where it splits, and
Yep.
you can go to Enosburgh Mountain
Yep.
or out
Yep.
Horseshoe.
Yep,
Have a yield sign on both, one of those forks.
okay.
Or he said you could not do that and just have the intersection sign over there. He said it's a tough one. He said it's a weird intersection.
It is. But how fast are you going? That's a squirrely spot.
Well, it's,
You know, like how could you get in an accident?
no, but he was coming up the hill like this.
Yeah.
And see the
Somebody was-
four-wheeler or whatever it was.
Oh, was
Was-
policing around.
That's
There you
around
go.
40 miles an hour, something like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
No, Jim had sent a letter and he had wanted me to read it, but as long as we have it.
You read
I read it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're sitting right there.
Exactly. Fade
When?
out.
When Joey
minutes
first
ago.
had it.
Exactly.
Oh, it's right there. Yeah.
Tonight?
Maybe you should leave now.
How much inflation did you crawl into?
Oh, okay.
Of course, the guy I ran into him had no registration plate either. He had no,
He had no nothing.
nothing. But
Okay.
yeah, I think it was a weird thing that two people come together. I talked to Carol Wright, and he's lived there all his life, and I think he said that's the second time he's seen an accident there. So
Yeah, that's why I was like,
it's not like it has a big history of it.
yeah.
The only issue I have with putting yield signs on those two forks, and I
Yeah.
told him that, this Tyler, and he chuckled because, well, chances are they're gonna get run over around that farm.
Oh. You mean,
Chances are.
because they'll won't take the corner
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Or just
and they'll
something.
cheat.
You got big equipment.
I know where all that.
I think it's gonna be a maintenance thing. but-
Yeah.
So I don't know, whatever you wanna do. I mean, it's not, this time of year isn't a good time to be doing it, but in the
No.
spring we can.
I almost feel like there needs to be something here
But then I
and
think
not
it's,
here.
could we cheat on this, just out of curiosity? He's saying that the main drag goes this way, when it actually doesn't go up that way?
Yeah, if you're, yeah.
Because, I mean, if I'm coming up here, I always think this is the main drag. But
You're coming from,
this is Carol's farm, the milk house and everything, the
Right.
house is right here.
yep. Well,
'Cause
this
That's
is
what
East
I'm-
Bakersfield. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the Horseshoe Circle Road. Once you turn
Right.
off Tyler Branch, it's Horseshoe Circle, and
Yeah.
it goes right up around the loop,
Yeah.
comes back
Yeah.
up at Gig Ryan.
Right up the gravel pit.
But because of the most traffic goes
Oh, it does?
goes up Enos. Now, probably it's, once it makes the corner here, it's probably a split here between Enosburgh Mountain and East Bakersfield.
Okay.
But most of the traffic goes around the corner. Mostly of this here, it's the farm.
Right,
Just family
okay.
up there.
It's just family up there, not really.
Yeah,
Now
that's-
Stanley's not living there, there's
Right.
not but so much, but it's farm traffic, and there's, at certain days, that's probably a lot of traffic, because when you're cutting corn,
Right, right.
there's a lot of traffic, but on the average day, the most of the traffic comes up Horseshoe,
And,
turns, and
Turns.
then it's probably 50-50 what goes up Enosburgh Mountain, what goes East Bakersfield.
Gotcha.
Would we be able to get away if we were to put a pole in here instead? Okay, instead of putting them here on the corner,
Yeah.
where they could get run over? If this is,
Well, we
say,
got a sign there already, that's where the street sign is, that, has, but I think what it is, you need to forewarn, like,
oh,
I think it's like
Right.
200 feet
Yeah,
before.
exactly.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
certain placement.
all right.
This one here we could protect, because there's guardrail there, we could put it on
Yes.
the backside of the guardrail. These other two coming down, if you're looking here, that where he's talking is a yield sign. This is a little bit more of a fort, but a yield sign here for the people coming down this way,
Oh, yeah.
and a yield sign
Oh,
here
right,
for
if
the
you're
people.
going that way.
Because he's considering this the main drag, so you're
Yeah.
coming down, you need to yield to anybody
To
coming
that.
around here, and the same
And
way here.
yield to that.
Well, see, that's why I figure if we put one here in the center, and just put a big yield sign,
Big flashing yield sign.
I mean, it would cover,
That's what you
would it
need.
cover both? Could you cheat and put,
You could, but it
because then
wouldn't,
that way nobody.
But you would know who
No.
you were yielding to.
you could, but it wouldn't be up to code. That's the way a lot
Right,
of times,
right.
times what we used to do, something like this, where there's two, we put a yield sign back here.
See?
But it's not really, you're not specifically telling this lane to yield or this one. You're just
Right.
supposed to have
You're
one.
saying be careful.
We've had these high-risk rural roads grants around. They did one at the intersection of Curly Road, Nichols Road,
Mm-hmm.
down
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
And they did one at the Tannery Four Corners.
Right.
That's where I learned how they do these, but we've got these other forks there, and that's how they'll put the like up here, I think he even might have suggested it'd be a yield ahead. Say yield ahead
Yeah.
up here by Carol's farm, so that people know that when they're coming to this intersection, there's gonna be a yield.
But you still
And
have
then
to
no matter which
sign.
way they turn, there'll be a sign here and a sign here.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
The next intersection down, where Tyler Branch meets, Horseshoe meets Tyler Branch. This one right here, where he was complaining about the grass, that yield sign is similar to this. It's back here before you get to the intersection.
right, but
It
you're not,
works.
but you're not so apt to be speeding on that one, so to speak, where on this one right here, it's more of, it's your four-wheelers, it's,
Right. Third traffic.
And I think in the accident report there, it talks about the vegetation around the guardrails. I mean, and then, yeah, it's that Japanese knotweed that starts from nothing to
Yep.
6 feet tall.
You kill that
I
stuff.
hate it, I know.
And we beat it down every year, but I guess we hadn't gotten there yet at that point when this happened, or it had grown back, I ain't sure which, but I don't even know if you can kill that stuff.
No. Although you can now, but it's, a friend of mine who's a forester, Nancy brought him up, he's an invasive species, gets rid of all that stuff, but they spray it. It's just sprayed.
And they can kill it that way?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
As long as it's sprayed, you don't wanna do it
Well,
because it's next to the
exactly.
waterway.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
it's not the safest stuff.
Roundup.
Yeah,
They don't like
exactly.
Roundup.
Right.
There's stuff even better than Roundup, but I don't
But I
think you're
thought,
lucky is.
yeah, yeah.
okay, well, cool.
So, I guess whatever, and come springtime, we can, I think Jim, when he was the biggest concern, he wanted to have like a dangerous intersection sign, which, that's not a sign that, not the type of wordage they would use on a sign,
Right.
but, so the one back towards Sonny Carpenter's way, we could put behind the guardrail, and if it showed the curved intersection,
With, right.
it would tell them there's an intersection ahead. I mean, I think that's maybe what he was looking for more than anything else.
Yeah, I was looking for something that was,
Right.
Yeah.
something of that design where,
Mhm.
it's, you know,
It's showing the main drag, but showing the intersecting road coming in with it.
yeah.
Yep. Whether that'll do anything or not, chances are, probably not too much. But like I said, people notice those signs the first few days they're up, and then after that, they didn't bother to buy
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Old news after a while, but,
Kind of like my dead end sign.
yeah.
We thought this was a road. It's a dead end sign.
So that's where we met on the 13th of November. I guess I just hadn't gotten back here to talk to you about it. But-
Okay, good.
Those are his suggestions. He didn't send any actual drawing or anything, but he said you can do that, or you could do more, you could do less. He did say it was maybe considered changing the intersection sometimes so that everything turns into a T. but
Right.
That's a hard one too, because it's weird.
Yeah.
So what's the
'Cause it's
process
going
with these
down.
signs?
And across.
We have to do a public hearing? for that?
Yeah, you'd have to probably, if you were to add the yield signs for sure, you'd have to add those to the town's traffic ordinance.
Okay.
Not sure about the intersection sign, whether that would need to be or not, because you're not really, you're just warning, you're not
Changing the
making people
flow.
do something.
Right.
Or just
Right.
asking them to do something. You're not asking them to stop, you're not asking them to yield, you're just warning, so I don't know as though you would have to, but Bethany would know that answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with the yield signs, if you did the yield signs, yeah, you'd have to add those into the traffic ordinance for the town. Oh, and at the intersection by, where you come out of Sand Hill to Horseshoe, he just suggested we put a stop sign there.
That's
Which
when
there
I
isn't
come
one.
up. Yeah.
There isn't one, never has been, but he said,
Oh,
that's-
right.
That's fine.
Because
He
it's
said, I
a-
don't know what else you could do. He said, put a stop sign there.
Right.
Certain, yeah.
Huh.
So I think that was his suggestion there. And then, of course, the other one down where the third intersection was more to do with the grass and the vegetation was his
Yeah.
concern there. And he said if you're gonna do something with signage, you could do something similar than that, and that instead of that one yield sign back here before the intersection, you could put one on each leg there. But I said, well, it wasn't so much the signage around that intersection, it was the vegetation, and we've kinda helped take care of that. We cleaned the ditch out and opened it up. But it'll grow back, I mean,
Yeah, no,
in
right,
a few years it'll come back.
Cool. All right,
Thank you.
anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All righty. Better get moving on.
Yeah, 'cause we gotta lose Pierre, gonna lose
Pierre's
Pierre
gonna be
pretty
gone, we
quick.
won't have a quorum, so.
Oh, yeah?
So Becky's here and she's got papers for you guys to fill out.
For the Leonard grant.
What's up your agenda totally?
No.
Yeah, it's right on top of our agenda.
Well, thank you. Well, we're pleased to be able to accommodate the town with their line of credit, so. I do have just information that we need to update with the Patriots Act. You have to have personal information so that you can identify you.
Right.
And we didn't have current information, so it's mostly driver's license, contact information.
Okay.
Have a moment to just kind of fill that in.
Driver's license is in my car.
I can pick it up tomorrow,
Okay.
not a problem, if that's easier.
I'll stop in tomorrow.
Oh, you will? Okay. I'll be over at the branch, so I can do that. I just thought, well, I can just come to the meeting and take
They'll
it.
have their stuff,
Go
she said.
Went down to Enosburgh, right?
What?
She said, oh, they'll have their.
No worries.
Here, I wonder, I'll run out here, right? I'll do it right now. That way we don't have to run that.
Happy New Year to you.
Errors and omissions.
I won't be back in town tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I feel like my pocket all dry.
You want a bottle of water? We have an extra one.
Pressure, wake me up. Yeah, don't follow me.
Positively balmy after. Got warmed up like 33, so.
This morning was so cold.
There's a lot.
Oh, thank you.
You want copies of those? Of the licenses? We just need to write down numbers.
Maybe she can an expiration. Whatever. I have that soup.
I don't know why I keep it in there.
Oh, yours doesn't have a hole in it. Mine has a little hole in it. So I do it just right.
Should.
When we approved the gutters,
You didn't, Terry did.
You approved the gutters?
He said they were, I mean, put that nice on it. They were dangling in that last big windstorm we had that caused a lot of damage around the county. And somebody had to come fix them because they were smashing up against it.
for that kind of money?
Yeah.
Here, you get yours?
We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, you're not, oh, okay.
He's lying through his teeth. Oh, there you go.
You can drop it in the night drop.
Oh, I dropped
Which
it in the
Enosburgh
bag.
now?
Here, I know, I still haven't done it.
And-
I still have it on my,
I'm
And the neighbors
tomorrow,
stuff.
but you can leave it
Oh, I
in
got
on if
that.
you want. Or you can leave it on night drop.
Off later.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Whatever works, Pierre.
So,
Whatever works.
I'm so trying to put that stuff, what else does it have to
I already asked you
The
about
one night,
I don't have a pager and I don't know what the port is.
That's perfect, that's our number. Thank you so much. Oh, good.
I just wanted,
So,
I put it down
what
as a
we did
note
is,
to ask
you look at your line of credit for the coming year, so right,
I don't know.
made it 11 months, usually right
December.
December.
Okay.
But she might be able to do
A little
it.
bit of leeway.
But I didn't get them today, so I'm thinking it might be.
So the note is
Yeah,
dated
working dog
today
should
for
be
11 months for the
eight.
committee.
yeah, yeah, I don't know if it'll be the full 8 months or it'll be 8.5 months or whatever.
We can set it up. I said to Billy Joe what we could do too.
This is an old thing, and I don't know, apparently we never got a Tenco or some bearings.
It's not active, but
Social
more than
Security
happy
from-
to-
And I have a couple on my desk, I'll send those over tomorrow.
For
And then
pump mama.
So you can train over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
accounts and
Gotcha.
then
That copy.
Okay, I ordered
the
a thing
interest
from
will
them,
be
we should have
monthly on
gotten
whatever
Recently?
balance you have outstanding. So
October
we'll
probably,
send bill for
yeah,
interest
October when
monthly,
we get in.
and then the principal will be repaid
Okay.
when you collect taxes.
Right.
Yep.
So we're gonna chat a little more about that. So the first payment will be due February 2nd. The rate is a really good rate, it's 4 or 5 bits. Nice setup. Standard note. Happens. But generally, it's a straight line of credit. That's what everyone's
This isn't an actual invoice, this is.
So Terry's not here, he
Yeah,
needs to
there should
sign
be
it,
an invoice.
or you
Well,
know,
I
we have
thought
a
he
form?
was
I called him
going
today,
Yeah, no,
he said he was
exactly.
gonna send
Yeah,
me each-
I'm hoping I
I
can.
haven't got all of
Just,
it.
yeah, he can stop by.
As I say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he can stop by. But
Truck two.
that's essentially it in a nutshell.
Okay.
Probably should entertain a motion.
I'll move.
A second.
The motion's been made and seconded to approve line of credit at 1.45% to 1.3 million for People's Trust. Any more discussion? You have none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right. So, should be able to sign. Do you have a special pen or?
Oh, you can use that one.
Look,
If
Donna,
it's in
look, Donna,
gold.
you want a black man?
I know, exactly.
This today, I mean by email. So I,
If you want to feel special.
this year, they haven't done the work, or supposed to do it last Friday. Yeah, they're probably gonna do it this spring.
And then this is just a settlement sheet that just shows
But I'm
the money
supposed to send
available for you to draw. You don't charge an origination fee for it.
Okay.
So it's just an
I don't know
acknowledgement,
what's on next to them, though.
essentially.
You want me to ask them?
And then it'll be
First, I wanna say
available
that's
to
like-
Joe can call or, right, if you.
I don't know.
we can
Wait,
set
how do you
it up
want
for
that?
online banking.
Okay.
So I can coordinate that with her.
Wow. I get to, I wrote 2018 for the first time today.
Oh, it's tricky, isn't it?
That was smooth. It was typically it's just a vampire
Well, it's
grind.
the end of the day.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
I
it.
think they have initially, put a dime into it.
No, I think it's better to do that.
And maybe the same with this here, this
You
is,
want it cash and out.
they won't do an invoice until it's done.
Oh, yeah, that was the one.
This is the full, and this is what it'll be.
I'm pretty sure I'll leave with Billy Joe and I'll get a copy back. To Billy Joe. Any other questions or needs in the?
This like right off.
No,
As soon as they get the pieces and it's the one day they're gonna come.
Not right
forward.
offhand.
Maybe
one
with-
day's too quick.
No
maybe-
fire truck coming, so.
No.
How is that truck?
I guess pretty good. I haven't heard anything bad about
Have
it.
them cash and out. Comes out.
Happy to help with that too.
Super. Thanks for
All
coming
Whatever
in.
you wanna do, if you wanna make it, hold on to it if you want.
Yes, you
It's
too.
good to see you.
Take care of it.
You bet. Stay warm. Oh, yeah.
It's actually night.
I know, I walked out without a
It's crazy.
coat.
10, 15
It,
degrees.
yeah, it
It's
seems warm
nice.
now, doesn't it? Okay, so what
So
I'll
now
do
we
is
have,
make a copy.
Alright, so we need to do the stuff.
I need to send you the.
and,
On this right here, I talked to Swanton.
I just want to make sure that I can kind of.
Yeah,
Perfect.
you have
Pass
to-
that.
Dan Dodo,
Yes.
I was last time.
he's interested in it.
We might be.
um,
Yes. Yes.
For right now, I'm thinking
That was just a little more.
town meeting,
Yes,
we
I need
pick up
to, yeah, we
anybody
need to
here,
sit down.
but
Can save you maybe.
crazy.
Have we, anybody
No,
that's
interested
perfect.
in putting their
No,
name
so I will
on
make
that?
copies
Yeah.
in future.
No.
Dean,
Oh, Dean did.
I'll check with
He
you
hasn't.
tomorrow.
He has it.
I talked to him, and he says, is it too late? He
Yeah.
says, no, it's not.
Better.
Because he was worried about conflict of interest.
He just
I said,
recused
just
himself.
recuse
Give my best
yourself,
to Jerry.
no big deal.
Exactly. Billy Joe, I can't remember this resolution. Because the village is applying for the grant, I forget, was there something about us signing it too?
I want to, I have to.
It's in the email.
So this resolution is saying that you guys accept it?
Well, it says the is applying for funding as provided, and I know Enosburgh Village is the main person on the grant, but I think Retta said
We're doing
something
it as a
about.
whole, and they're gonna manage it. I think that's what we,
And I didn't think of it that way because they had to accept it on their behalf and their financially, and since we're two different entities,
Yeah.
we weren't supposed to
Right.
accept any responsibility that way.
So, do you mind pulling up the email from Greta? I can't remember, if you're not on it, I think I forwarded it to you with this on it. And see what she
I
said
think
about
you
it.
were right, Larry, that was discussed at first, but then we
Yeah.
had to kind of.
so they changed it
they had
around.
So I know we had to
change it
do the
because of
letter,
financial
but
things.
I can't remember about the resolution. I know the planning commission has to sign this, but I don't know if the select board needs to sign this.
Is it in the same email? as
It
that
should
stuff?
be. Should be. Whether it is.
Well, it says we need the select board and the planning commission to sign the resolution as well, which actually is supposed to be. Okay, so, it doesn't make any sense to me
No,
that
it
we would be
doesn't.
signing the resolution. Does the planning commission know they have to do it?
The planning commission has to.
No, but do they know they have to? Or were we supposed to, because I didn't get anything.
Can you go to that one? There, here. Also, letter of support. I have prepared for you. I learned that you'll actually become this application as a consortium, so we do need a sign resolution. That's what I needed. Thank you.
Should I, or, I mean, I can see that she says she sent it to a few PC members. Do you think I should send it on to Amanda and see if they have it? You did?
I did,
Okay.
and Angie said they were bringing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this letter, they want us all to sign it?
Yep, I think so.
All right, honored and sincerely.
I would maybe.
Happy New Year.
You too.
You too, Joey.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you need to send that to. Okay, there's that. And okay. Okay. And I'm not, yeah,
It's all for Greg.
yes.
Maybe if Bethany stops, I can
Give it to her. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's still have on that agenda, and then you had this is different towns that
That's numeric.
have health.
Oh, health.
Todd's out, he's saying no.
Don't know.
I think Chris Fremlin's out. He just got a job.
Oh, that's right, yeah, he's working in Essex now, right?
Mm-hmm.
For, yeah, working with, like,
Out of town, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Monty Lucier, Sheldon,
Mary.
Mary?
oh, Mary, oh, yeah.
Oh, funny.
I know her very well.
Who's in Montgomery?
We didn't want to discuss. Oh, yeah, no.
Usually select board member.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I'll tell you here. All right.
And then the other one I had picked up on is I got hold of Dan Bowie to let us one.
Did you ever talk to Ginger?
I did because I thought.
Yeah,
you were
that we
going
want
to
to know,
look at
exactly. How do I know that name?
He's the one that had the heart transplant.
Oh, maybe that's
A
fine.
couple years ago.
3, 4, 5 years ago, right?
Is he a cop or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, name's.
His brother was,
One of Barb's nephews. Or Barb's nephew.
yeah, but he's been to classes, he's been,
But he lives in Swan.
yep. And the thing is, what I'd have to do is get hold of Vermont City and Leeds to find out if,
Be out of town.
yeah, we're able to.
I asked them that once and they said yes.
I'm pretty
So
sure you
that's,
can.
that's why we decided to outsource it. And so,
You haven't talked to him or have?
yeah, oh yeah, we've spoken and everything, so. It's more of, I was gonna stop in because he said he had an extra, health book. That he-
Probably nothing's happened on this other
Oh, yeah.
case. I did see the garbage is gone on the street down here.
Yes, they picked up nicely. The letter, I said, no matter the arrangements you have for your tenants, you're ultimately responsible. If you don't pick it up within 10 days, you're going to get handed over to the state and you're going to face fines.
Wish they were all out of
I
these.
know.
Guy went answered his door. And he said, vehicles are there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, do we need any other motions on anything other than,
Oh,
and
we
he already
did.
signed those?
Here it is, yeah. So if you,
So, will you make a motion to adjourn? And we'll just sign those.
All right, so I'll move.
Okay. I,
Motion made second to adjourn. Any more discussion? None, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
I.
Cool, don't say nay.